Hi, I'm going to talk about the longest common subsequence 1143 problem. And so given two strings, text1 and text2, return the length of the longest common subsequence. If there's no common subsequence, then we have to return 0. The subsequence of a string is a new string generated from the original string with some characters, or can be none of the characters deleted without changing the order of the remaining characters. So ACE is a subsequence of ABCDE. A common subsequence of two strings is a subsequence that is common to both the strings. So it needs to have common things in both the strings. And then, for example, there is ABCDE and ACE. Then the longest common subsequence can be ACE. In this case, ABC, it is 3 because the whole thing is a subsequence of the other. ABCDEF, there's no common subsequence, so the result is 0. So when we try to find the longest common subsequence, I wanted to say, like, by default, we would need to look at the entire string and we need to check the longest common subsequence. So we can initialize and create array with the input. So we can say, because it's better to have it in memory, right? The subsequence of 1. So by default, so if the subsequence till this so far is 2, that is A and C, then after this point, whatever the subsequence, if you keep adding, then you will get the longest common subsequence. So we don't need to keep retracking or backtracking and recreating the subsequence all the time and comparing it. So I'm going to store the subsequence like in some kind of array and make it the smallest possible, right? Int new int of, so I'm creating a new integer of like the total number of values can be text. So there are two inputs that we're getting. So it can be text1.length, text2.length. So this would be the maximum size. And then when we go in, then we have to check if there's a subsequence that exists or not. So maybe, let's write a function for the subsequence. So longest common subsequence, which we need to return an integer. So the longest common subsequence would be, at this point, what do we need? We need, let's do this dp outside so that it will help when we create this, when we move it around. So we need to recreate the dynamic program, the length at all points. So we need to create longest common subsequence of text1, text2, text2, 0. So this is it, which is the left, like the length of the string. So I'm putting the length as 0 to start off with so that we compare from the first position to the last position. So we will say text1, text2, and then we can say int I, int j. And when we're going in, we will check if the value of I, like when we go to the end, right? If the value of I is greater than or equal to text1.length, or if j is greater than or equal to text2.length, then we can say that you can just return 0. This is like the base condition because it cannot be, because it's already greater, right? Then there's no more subsequence that's left. And if we already have like a value, so dp of ij already is present, then we should return saying return dp of inj, so that we don't recalculate it, because in each step we might need to recalculate it. So this is in the case of else if dp of ij's value should be something, right? So we need to fill it. So for int I equals 0, I less than dp, no, text1 dot length. So I less than text1 dot length, and then we do I plus plus, and then do arrays dot fill of dp comma -1. And if dp of ij, so if the dp is not equal to -1, then it means it already has a value. Then we say if the dp of we say if the character at, okay, so we have to check if the character at this, so char at text1 dot char at I is equal to text2 dot char at j, then it means we have found something that is equal. So then what do? Then we say dp, we have to return dp of ij, which is equal to char at I. We're saying both the characters are equal, which means we have to return the least common subsequence of text1, text2, because we already found that these two are equal. Now we need to go to the next one. I plus plus j plus plus, we can say I plus 1, j plus 1, j plus 1. And if this is not the case, if it's not equal, then what is the longest common subsequence at this point? Ij is equal to the +1, right? Because we found that it's equal. It is equal to the math.max of longest common subsequence of longest common subsequence of I j plus 1 and I plus 1 j. And then, so we will do this, and once we return this should be the value that is returned, right? Right. Let's try to run and see. I is greater than equal to text1 dot length text1 dot length LENGTH. GTH. Interesting. Oh, we're fine. So we're filling all of those values. Okay, this makes sense. So let me go through it again. So what I did was, when I'm finding the longest common subsequence, we have to find the common subsequence of two strings, given string A and string B. So when we go in, I'm going to go and I'm saying that because we keep repeating, right? Like when we go through some of the values, there are lots of repetitions that takes place. So to find the common of the two, to reduce the amount of times that we do it, then we will say we're creating an array with like a dynamic programming just for memorization. So we're creating text1.length, text2.length, and filling all of it with -1 value. So So we know when the value is not there or when the value is there. And we call the least common subsequence string, and we're saying text1, text2, I, and j is there. If the value, so we're saying 0, 0. So we go to the point till it's equal to, it's greater than, it's less than the length, and it's less than the length. So when it's greater than the length, then we can return 0. And if the dp of ij is not equal to -1, that means we already have calculated the value at this point for this particular ing. Then you will return that. Otherwise, if the character is equal, then we would say this means this character can be included in the longest common subsequence. So longest common subsequence of text1, text2, I plus 1, j plus 1 plus 1. This is the value. And if that doesn't exist, then at any point, it is the maximum of the longest common subsequence of I, j plus 1 and I plus 1, j. Hope y'all understood what this is. This is an easy way to go about finding the longest common subsequence. Thank you for listening and going through this video. Please do comment, like, share.